All right, we're going to take a look at short chord voicings in a classic standard. This one here is All of Me. I like using it because it's nice and simple and it makes the point. So the pathway to chordal soloing is through chords. Now, if I took this tune here and just played short chords through it, E7, I can keep them all right in the same region, right underneath my fingers, and that's the idea, right? I don't need big sounding rhythm chords. I just want to chop out these little voicings, and then those voicings will lead me to making some choices with my notes when it comes to single note line playing, right? F, C, okay, you get the idea, right? You can hear those chords. I'm not going anywhere. All I'm doing is voice leading these changes and making very very limited changes to the. I'm not looking at these chords as chord shapes. I'm looking at them as voice leading or voice movement, and that's when it starts to lead to soloing. Okay. So now if I take these same changes, I'm just going to change up the feel. Take it around there, okay. So, the question is, can you the question is, can you hear the changes? If you were to hear this solo, a solo built like this, and you were familiar with the song All of Me, you should be able to recognize the tune through the solo because you're hearing the changes, because the changes are always defined, clearly defined. So let's just take that one more time, and you'll I think hear what I mean. Let's just start with the root. And now I move to the, in this case, the B. And there's my E chord, or if I wanted to make it a 7. I'm using a passing note to that 3, flat 3, major 3. And then I'm moving to the A. All D minor, and back to the E, or the E7. Minor, A minor. There's my D7 tritone. And changing. You can hear the changes, right, I hope. Okay, and so on. So when you're working through a tune like this, I guess that I'm trying to demonstrate here is a workflow when you're working through playing changes, right? The worst workflow that you could possibly go through, and I've seen it happen so often, is, oh yeah, well, the E7 is the 5 chord of A, so I'm going to play in A major, and then A7 is the 5 chord of D, so I'll play in D major, and then and on it goes, and you end up with this big lump of scales that are going nowhere. But if you look at it chordally and begin with nice short chord voicings, it's just a very short step to take those chord voicings. Right, you can hear those, and then you can mix the chord voicings in with your single note lines at the same time, right? I'm just in noodling around there. I'm just trying to only play the notes in the chords because that's a great place to start, and eventually you can begin to work beyond that and start to use alternate colors, 13s and 9s and so on. But to begin with, get the foundations down and get the foundation down with short chords that are voice leading to one another. Listen to those voices leading, right? Each note in a chord is a voice leading to another voice. I'm never losing where I am in the chord. So that's the style. That's the legit standard jazz style. It's challenging, but at least that gives you a route to start walking down that pathway and listening for your chord voicings. Figuring out what the notes are in each of your chords, abbreviating them, keeping them nice and close together before you move to single note lines. Okay, I hope that was a help for you. And again, Patrick, this probably applies to you again, to your question, right? Can you take voice leading principles and apply them to rhythm? Yeah, you definitely can. And this is a different way of doing that same thing.